Yo! It's good, Josh Project, man. Today we're back again with another video. It's going to be, I seen this portion of the stream coming up and I wanted to react to it. It's still going, but Pat McAfee live from Wrestlemania, man. We're going to get into the Stone Cold portion of the program. You know, we got to go back and get the entrance again. That's all I've seen so far. So I'm going to go back and hit that entrance, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're going to see what Stone Cold had to say, man. He there for Las Vegas. He there for the, I think him and Brett are getting inducted. They're the first match that's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. So he's going to be around for a little while. Who's to say you're not at WrestleMania? But let's get into this thing, bro. Let's go. What?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Come on now. What? Come on, bro. This is awesome 316 in that bit. Yeah. There we go. Hellraiser, beer drinking, trash talking. Come on, man. Yeah. Who to say he ain't winning WrestleMania though, bro? He could show up in that mall, bro. Now we know he. Yeah. Come on. What? What?
All right. Can I hear everybody?
What?
Hello,
what?
Steve.
Can you hear
what?
me?
Oh, yeah.
It's good to be here.
What?
I grew up watching your show on TV.
What?
Are we going to do that today?
I had a chance to see you, first time meet you. Grew up watching you. I've told you this personally. I'll say this
I didn't grow up watching Austin, but I did my research and I was captivated, bro.
publicly with you around. I grew up in a blue-collar community. I grew up with parents that hated authority. I grew up in a town that loved to drink beer. I grew up in a town that Stone Cold Steve Austin influenced every single Monday night. You are the hero, the legend in my eyes, and I would like to let you know.
Ghost, man.
Thank you for coming.
My number 2
on
goat
the show
only
today.
only below the
And
rock.
thank you for
if
being
ask
so
me.
kind whenever I get a chance to chat with you. I remember we were in Dallas.
You know, Stone Cold ain't stupid. That boy make sure that nobody catch him lacking. He always keep the goddamn arms pumped up, man. You know what I'm saying? You always stay in the gym for that, bro.
And
Come
I got
on
a
now.
chance to meet you. It was one of the coolest moments of my life. And I said, I can't wait to be in the
Gotta
building
know that he's still an
when
ass
the
kicker,
glass
bro.
breaks. And this place goes absolutely
He's still
apeshit.
gonna open the
First
can of
time
whoop
ever
ass on
in
you.
Dallas. And he said, oh, I hope you need to know for the rest of your fucking life, anywhere you go, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Forever. Thank you for what you've done for our life.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. It sounds like you grew up in a hell of a town. And on that same note, man, if you're saying, hey, thank you to me. Hey, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Austin.
You try to give it back.
Thank
These
you,
are the greatest
Austin.
fans in the world. You know that.
Thank you, Austin.
God
Heck
dang
yeah,
it, I
man.
can tell them. Thank you. Appreciate you guys so much.
I'm glad he's here, man. This is great.
You know, God dang, Pat, it's been a while since I've been around. Last time we saw each other was
Bro,
Dallas.
you know what's funny? Like, Stone Cold Steve Austin don't feel like a character, bro. I mean, he turned it up obviously for television, but bro, you see how he talk like that? You know, he really like that, bro. You know? And it's also cool, you know, I'm from Alabama, so coming from somebody who also from the South, you know what I'm saying?
That what WrestleMania what?
Come on, man. He was speaking for them Southerners out there,
But
boy.
it's been a minute.
Come on,
So
bro.
like every time you come back to something like this in the world of WWE, you just wonder, hey, will those fans still remember? And hell, they never forget. And hell, I was
really
in a
don't, bro.
hotel the other day and
Not
had
high
these kids,
Carter.
6, 8, 10
See that
years
phone?
old, and they got no business, you know, even knowing about Stone Cold Steve Austin. I left the ring in 2003, but it's like I never left. So it's just great to be remembered. It's
Great to,
to be
him and
here in
Kevin,
such a
was great to
positive
see.
universe.
earned it.
WrestleMania 30.
You've
I
earned
think
it with
was,
everything that you
2022.
did for the company, and every time you come back, we all get excited. And you heard them chanting one more.
Yeah, look, you ain't no Hogan now. No offense, but well, maybe offense, but you ain't Hogan, man. We always gonna cheer Austin, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't. Austin usually be. Austin's a smart man, you know. He be staying on the low, doing his own thing and doing it well, man. He don't be involved in any, you know, crap that you could, you know, really say anything
match
about
or
for
one
real.
last match. You had one a couple years ago in Dallas with Kevin Owens, obviously, and I think all of us were impressed by the amount of shit that you did in that match.
I wish I had, like I said, 2022, I had just started YouTube. So I wish I had recorded my reaction, but boy, I freaking went crazy when the glass broke. Well, more on the second night because I wasn't expecting him. So on the second night where he came back out there, boy, I went stupid.
I don't think
I
anybody
wish I would have recorded it at that time.
much.
Though.
Then there's been rumors. Basically, every single big PLE. Hey, Steve Austin, Steve Austin, Steve Austin. Because of how popular you are, everybody wants that to happen. How much do you think about that at this stage of life? You're in great shape. I know you're doing four-wheeling at a very high level. How much do you think about wrestling
he
still?
four-wheeling.
And do you ever get in there and, see if the old ass could take another drop-down stunner?
No, I don't think about anything like that. I've kind of moved on down the road, and don't get me wrong, the competitive side of me, which kind of transfers into the racing that I'm doing now that you spoke of, I
just
want to
having
be
fun,
the
bro.
best at everything that I do. And, you still go back and you watch these guys and the gals in the ring in the WWE, and you think, hey, man, I could have gave Kevin Owens a little bit more than what I had. And sometimes you think about it, but hey, man, I think the time right now for the people in the ring is for the younger generation. That's for the young men and women that are out there on the road. I leave it to them. And they've taken it to a great place. The business has grown to something that I never would have imagined. So, my days of, don't get me wrong, I can still whip some ass. But I'm not looking to get back in the ring at any time in the future because these young cats have something to shoot for. Stone Cold don't need to beat nobody's ass anymore. And that's the bottom line because I
said so. Still got it. Now, you mentioned the young cats, and you mentioned the current state of the business being into place. Do you follow, and what are your thoughts on the current state of the business? Because there's always, I think Triple H just did an interview talking about it. In basketball, there's a lot of conversation about the older generation versus younger generation. Football, same exact thing. Older wrestlers viewing younger wrestlers. You, GOAT wrestler, viewing the modern, generation of wrestling. What are your thoughts on the state of where the WWE is right now?
Man, as far as I could see, I follow more on IG and stuff like that. I don't watch a whole lot of TV.
Now, Stone Cold really be liking some of them posts, man. I'll be seeing that.
But God dang, the business is cooking. The houses are full. The fans are excited. The talent has taken the game to a level.
We put it in the grind time working there,
like
so like we do over
the
on this
evolution
channel,
of
man.
sports, shoot sports. But wrestling has done the same. It just keeps getting, faster. The kids these days are better athletes than we were back in the day.
Definitely wild.
So I just think that they're doing.
They
work, dude.
Well, that's something I got to chip out there because
come on,
right out there with a couple of knee braces. I did pretty damn well.
Yeah, but think about their bodies with 6, 7, 8, 12, 24, 31, 42 beers in their mouth and in their system while having to operate. None of these hangovers for 3 weeks nowadays, as opposed to working the next day. You're a different type of athlete, brother. I think you need to understand that.
Man, life on the road was so good back in the day. I take a story to tell these people out here. It was WrestleMania in Dallas a couple years ago. And I went out there and had that match, and then came back, and Brock Lesnar and I are pretty good friends. We never speak, but we're really good friends. And we wanted to have a drink after the show, and no one's ever heard this story. So I had a bottle of Maker's Mark from Jerry Jones's suite up there at AT&T Stadium, and it was myself, Brock Lesnar, Pat McAfee, and Larry Heck, the trainer. And we had a fifth of Maker's Mark. This is just kind of what the business is about and what it should be. And we all started around, we were pouring that Maker's Mark whiskey in those little plastic cups. And we said, I'll piss on that. And we just started passing that bottle around. And less than 60 minutes later, that whole fifth of whiskey was gone and everybody was buzzed. And that's the brotherhood of what the business is all about. So that's what I want these young cats to understand. It's going out there,
more whiskey,
off and having a good time and entertaining the people, but it's a brotherhood.
It's a locker room.
It's a locker room.
That's a goddamn kumbaya. A couple of passing the stick with the marshmallow on around the campfire.
Side of that story. So yes, you and Brock are going to have drinks in a locker room. Larry Heck, who is a dog in the medical, whatever. I don't even. called him a doctor one day. I'm not a doctor. Don't say that.
Trainer,
whatever it is. Yeah, Larry's been around a long time.
Larry, not Larry Bird, though.
So I get a text like, hey,
not Larry the locker.
Come to the locker room or whatever it was. I was like, you got it. So I come walking in. I open the door, and I see you and Brock sitting there. And I was like, oh, shit, I feel like this is a big moment in wrestling history. I feel like it actually was.
I'll two legit badasses right there, bro. Okay.
At that point, that was like one of the first real times I could. So I walk in, and I almost do like the Homer Simpson, okay, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Instead, I stuck around, and the storytelling, the vibes, the energy, just everything about it is what makes
both of them. It probably was something.
The business go. It makes a football team go. And it was an honor to be in there, but damn, that was a fifth of that. And then how many Steve Weisers? I think we had like...
Yeah, there's a lot of beer going.
Boy, a lot of alcohol flowing through the system. No, bro, so much alcohol flowing through the system to replace their blood.
It's one of those deals, man. I mean, I can go.
I was drinking pints in there,
and I heard everybody else was selling big time.
Yes.
I wasn't selling as much, but yeah, I was selling. It hurt.
Yeah, so I texted Larry, and I'm like, I'm in a bad spot. And Larry's like, oh, you got to no-sell this or whatever whenever you talk to Brock and Steve. And I'm like, no, I'm fucking dead. I was puked 3 times the next day. It was an honor to drink with you. That was a dream.
Right, hey, puking was probably worth it though, man. You know, you in there with Austin, bro. It's kind of an honor. It's almost like that's like the wrestling equivalent of like, you know, smoking with Snoop Dogg type.
And
drinking beer with Stone Cold.
You know, there's no reason for that. We were having a good time.
We're having a good time. He did start him, bro. What?
We're serenading the crowd.
What?
We're in Jerry World.
What?
We're reminiscing.
What?
And then boom.
What?
And dude, you took that stunner like a champ, and people asked me, and then some of the guys backstage, they know me pretty well, and they said, hey man, it looked like you shot with that stunner on Mcafee. They said, what was up? And I said, yeah. I said, anytime them damn football players come over and try to get in our world, you got to show them what's up. So yeah, I laid that shit
bro.
in on him.
Hey.
And the last I heard,
he had a helmet to protect him this time, boy.
I thought I dislocated your jaw, messed up a couple of C vertebraes.
Yeah.
I hit you over here on this side, caught you with a liver shot with that big boot.
Yeah.
And I heard you was just all fucked up.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Hey, that's what happened.
Hey, here's the thing, though. Now, can you imagine? Think about it. He's kind of feeling 3 different impacts. He's feeling a kick to the stomach while he's drinking something, and he's getting this C4 vertebrae, all types of messed up and compressed by a stunner. So a kick to the gut, a stunner, all while you drinking beer. That probably didn't feel too good, bro.
You know,
a lot going on.
That is a possibility, but yeah, the neck was stunned, obviously. Jaw had a couple there, and I was hungry.
No animosity back to now, right?
Never. You're Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Cole has a question for you, Steve.
Well, actually, I just want to thank Steve because I wouldn't be here today without you. I mean,
how do you figure that?
Well, first off, when I started, I was the butt of all your jokes and all of your interviews and all of your
Nah, he did, bro. I remember seeing that promo. I'm going. I think it was like Stone Cold was like, I was riding that mechanical bull. It was like Mike Cole's interview. He was like, riding that mechanical bull, 2-handed, 1-handed, no-handed. And I just wrote that some bitch out that they had to shut that some bitch down.
The things that you did. Then you beat the shit out of me one night where you knocked me out with a punch and then kicked me in my kidney to wake me up.
Talk about storytelling, bro.
And then you gave me the honor of being the special guest referee for a match that was voted the worst in Wrestlemania history, me versus Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Agreed to be the special guest referee of that match, and I'll forever be indebted to you for that. I mean, coming up in the business with you was incredible.
Man, but I got to say, I mean, because of the state and of the business and where we were in that year and what Stone Cold was, I had to lay that ass whooping in, and that's all serious.
Right.
That's protecting the business, and you took it like a champ because I truly did beat the shit out of you.
You open up a can of whoop ass or lay up the smackdown,
Way to go, Cole.
Also, Wade Barrett, who's a commentator with us now. Wade and I frequent your brewery in El Segundo.
It's a great place to go.
It is phenomenal, and they take care of us there all the time.
That felt like an easy fit, you and beer. Why'd you finally get into the beer game? It feels like that should have been something for a long time.
Well, it's something for a long time, and when I was, here's a story like a lot of people don't know.
When I get of age, I'll probably try one.
Like the most notorious beer drinker in the history
of beer drinking.
Probably.
The most notorious beer drinker of beer consumption
history. It was way back
history.
in the day, and I was running hot at Stone Cold. We were doing some beer testing with the place up in northern New York. We're about to come out with Stone Cold beer. And then, you know, we come up with a
Steve
bad booking
Wozniak.
decision, you know, about me and Brock and Monday Night Raw. And I said, hey, man, F this. And that blew the beer deal up. So all these years later, of course, you know,
Beer probably
as
sold
you
like
know,
hotcakes,
the
though.
beer drinking's a shoot for me. I grew up drinking beer my whole life. And, you know, in college, when you're starving, drinking the shittiest beer that you can afford.
Absolutely.
Lone Star.
So, yeah.
PBR, Natty Light, Bush
I'm not
Light.
going to name any names. But anyway, I'd always
No
wanted to get in the beer
moonshine, no
market.
Bud
And I
Light.
started seeing about these craft beers. I said, man, what the F is all
Not
this
the
craft beer
craft
stuff? Because I figured that was for the snobs. And so I started drinking a bunch of pale ales and stuff like that. And I kind of tried one of those IPAs, India Pale Ales. I said, man, that's a little too hoppy. I went back to the Pale Ale, and I said, man, that ain't hoppy enough. And so I went back to the India Pale Ales, the IPAs, and my manager at the time went to high school with Rob Croxall, who owns El Segundo Beer Company, and he put us together. We liked each other, saw the same vision for great beer. El Segundo Brewing Company is known for making great IPAs, West Coast style.
motherfuckers selling,
So
man.
we hit it off, and I've been in it. This
There
is
you
an
go.
interesting year for me because 2025, I've been in the
Now look, I don't think people buying great American beer from Hulk Hogan. I ain't gonna
beer
count.
business 10 years with El Segundo Brewing Company.
Our
And it was a
Hogan
match
made
made
some
in
beer
heaven.
too, bro.
We're proud of our beer. You know, we're craft beer. We're not the biggest. We're competing with the bigs, but our beer, we make some good fucking beer. And I'm also, this year, I celebrate my 10th anniversary with Kawasaki Motorsports. So just
baby.
milestone 2025 has turned out to be good. And here at
You got it done
WrestleMania in Las Vegas, I don't like to leave the state of Nevada too much because this is my home. And coming down for it, we were just here last month at the Met 400, and I finished that race. We had a lot of problems and broke down, but finished this race. So it's just a great year, and it's good to be here with you guys.
Yeah, but what an accomplishment.
Yeah, man, WrestleMania weekend,
Obviously,
good time.
WWE GOAT will always be talked about as such. Anytime you walk into a WWE place, it'll go crazy. 10 years with Kawasaki, that's a long time with a partnership. 10 years with El Segundo with beer, that's a long partnership. You're an accomplished dude. You've done good, Steve. Never forget it.
You've done
And
well
as long
for
as
yourself,
Steve
brother.
Austin's selling beer, I got a nice little piece of information for you that you're going to want to hear. People are going to drink it, brother, and we're one of them for sure. On that note, Hulkster has a question for you, Stone Cold.
Oh, yeah,
Steve,
Terry
just
Bollea.
first and foremost, I'd like to say from one beer magnate to one up-and-coming beer magnate, congrats on all your success, brother. I love you. You know that. I wanted to ask you, though, with Mania right here, I'll tell you what, these marks have been up my ass all weekend so far. It's real hard. I'm about to go over the edge, and I'm going to leave a lot of people unhappy here, dude. So show some goddamn respect, brother. You, right? I'm looking at you. But anyway, just curious, I think I saw an
Bro, I ain't
excerpt
gonna lie. Pat McAfee's freaking crew is stupid, bro.
that basically said you were like, hey, listen, there's nothing better than being in that ring. There's no feeling that's gonna get to that
Bro,
point.
what
With
is on what in the turkey lips is on his freaking
motorsports
must,
and
what
everything
is
you
that
do,
supposed
and all
to be,
that
his
kind of stuff.
mustache?
Do you feel like you're kind of always chasing that feeling that you get in the ring, or is that kind of one of those things where it's like, you know what, that's the best feeling ever, dude, and I'm never gonna reach that again?
No, I'm not chasing that feeling in the ring. It was just we was filming a project, and I've been riding buggies and four-wheelers and all that shit my whole life. And we were filming a show, and someone asked me, hey, man, do you want to do a poker run? A poker run is a pre-run for an off-road desert race. And I said, man, what the fuck is a poker run? Because I don't play cards. So anyway,
You don't
we
play
went out there.
cards?
No, man, I ain't got time to play
right,
cards.
How about no
You
speed?
sit
No,
there and
what do they call that? I declare war and solitaire and
Little
all that type of
cards
stuff.
out.
Yeah, you do little cards and you look
Yeah,
at
deals
them.
and something like that.
And then you try to
Spades.
bluff the other guy. It
Yeah,
ain't my
yeah.
bag, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So anyway, there we were, and I ran that race.
Those
And then
spoons.
the owner of the team, Shane Kissman, called me up and he said, "Hey, man, would you like to really race side by sides?" And so I started that, but I didn't do that to try to chase what wrestling brought to me because you got to move on in life, and there
Yeah.
ain't nothing that can mimic or
replicate
follow
that energy,
what
man.
these crowds deliver when you're in that
count.
ring.
That
going
thrill-
down to
that
get
thrill is a
up,
little different, bro.
15, 20, 25 minutes of excellence that goes in the business of pro wrestling in a 20 by 20 squared circle. So I don't chase that, but I do have that Racing and me were a good fix. I found it a little bit late in life.
I
wish I'd
have
found
a
it
thrill
sooner.
on though.
But I love to drive because we like going on the shows on the road. I love to drive. I like to have a steering wheel in my hand, and I'm a Type A personality. I hate to be late to the finish line. So it was a match made in heaven.
Hell yeah! Did you ever do an Uber? You've never Ubered in your life, I assume.
Not
You mean like been in an Uber and drove?
No, like
Can you imagine
Been
that?
in the car. Was the mark?
So go see Watson.
Yeah. Was the Uber mark?
No cap. No cap. No
Been in
cap.
the car. Was the mark?
Have you had? Yeah.
Yeah. Was Uber mark? Yeah. Yeah. I always get them big SUVs. So yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to tell you about liking to drive. I have gotten Uber drivers sit shotgun and drove because I didn't like the way person was driving.
Yeah.
I agree completely with what you're saying with having a wheel in your hand.
Yeah.
How fast are you going out there on the desert in those side by sides?
Man, our buggies, you think about the trophy trucks, those things are doing, $120, $130, $140, whatever. If we're hitting about 80, and we're running pro naturally aspirated. So it's a tough ass buggy, but we're hitting speeds of about 80.
I love watching it on Instagram.
What
We
in
also
the
love
world
Poncho.
is Poncho?
Hey, let me give a shout out to them two solid ass cats. If Poncho's been kayfabing me lately, we got an angle going on here. I'm a little bit pissed off
Not
at
the
him.
cats,
Every time
bro.
I go out there to pet his ass, he's starting to walk away on me.
What?
Macho went after a chick,
So
and I had to
goes
suspend
London
his belt. He broke a sanction, so he's on a suspension.
What?
Oh, man.
Life at the Broken Skull Ranch is getting a little tough now. These cats got to realize that
Literal
Paw
cats,
is still
like-
it's
literal
They're
cats.
getting a little rub, brother.
they're getting the rub, but those
Getting
are some
stroked.
solid ass cats, and I love them to death. Yeah, there they are.
Goats.
There's Poncho, the tuxedo cat, and the orange cat is Macho. We named him Poncho.
Macho.
It was just a given. We originally had a black cat, and he was lefty, and he kicked the bucket. We got
Actually,
another
we,
lefty. and he kicked the
hey, we
bucket.
would like to let you know we did a
Live memorial.
memorial for
You did?
lefties.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, we
The lake.
Okay, last question here. We got 2 minutes before we have a hard out. John Cena. Okay. Obviously, you guys are in a Mount Rushmore
childhood ghost,
conversation.
man.
You know who you are, and there's nobody that doubts it. When you see Cena do what Cena has done
When you
here
see Cena,
over these
right,
last
that's a
couple weeks,
concept in his own
because his
right.
last time is now. We wanted one last.
Type shit.
John Cena. We wanted the whole thing. We wanted to throw in the headbands.
Throw that headband that he put on his
Make-A-Wishes.
arm.
And then all of a sudden he comes out and tells the fans that they've been rude to him over the last 20 years and they've disrespected him, and he's gone completely the other way, taking on Cody Rhodes, a guy
We're
that
not a left
obviously
field with a
came
hockey
up
stick,
in the
man.
business, kind of together.
Biggest
What are your
heel turn
thoughts
in
on that
business.
match, and what are your thoughts on what Cena did, selling out to Dwayne Johnson in the final?
The Rock.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the match, and it's, hey, if you like the John Cena heel turn, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you don't like the John Cena heel turn, give me a hell yeah. I said I like it. So, hey, I think it's
Some random jabronis who actually said something right there.
hey, John's a goat.
The one for the bad guys.
Yeah, service.
Yeah, John's had a hell of a damn run. So it's for me to be inside the business as long as I was. I didn't have the longest career in the world, but to see what John's doing and where he's going right now, to me, I love it because he just means so much to all of these people here, whether you boo him or you cheer him. To see him as a heel is a breath of fresh air for me, so I dig it the
Well, he's
most.
a human being.
You went through it.
What's that?
I mean, you went through it. You were so popular, you turned heel as well. You went through.
I tried to turn heel. That was something that wasn't
No cap.
neat.
Hey, even he knew. See, but even Stone Cold knew he ain't had that. He didn't. He had that unique rise of like the things you would not like a heel for. He kind of already did, and they liked him for it. So his didn't really. It was interesting seeing him be more funny though. It was more funny, but yeah. Even Austin knows like that one. It didn't hit as far as just like. You couldn't have booed him,
To happen. We tried to force that, and it
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
fit.
yeah,
I think the way John did it, I think it fits.
Yeah, it definitely worked a lot better. That
what
crowd
We
was
got a
booing.
hard out here, Mcafee. You
Uh-oh.
said it.
How was you going to end it off? How was you thought we was going to end it off, boy?
30 seconds. Everybody covered?
Yep.
I was going to take two. You said take 2 beers. That was no beers. Uh-oh.
And here's to you, Stone Cold, you son of a bitch!
Oh, hell yeah. Got it all over the equipment. I ain't gonna stun him right there. Yeah, I know.
Thank you, guys.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, Stone
Oh,
Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, I'm talking about.
Back on the other side of the break for hour 2 from WWE.
Oh, man. Man, all was enjoyable, bro. Great to see him. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man. At the end of the day, what can I say? It is what it is, and what it's going to be is the project continue to come out with the content vicious bangers over and over again for you guys doing my thing and doing it well, staying on top of the game, doing my thing well. And if you feeling this video, man, don't just give me a hell yeah. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow all them socials down below. They there for a reason. We'll keep doing our thing and doing it well. That is the vibe that DJs.